Hi. So, as promised, this is the container exercise meant to provide the containment needed after reprocessing so that we can move on with our day. This may also be used during the week between sessions of reprocessing, as things do tend to come up, and we want to be able to create a safe enough space for you to be able to just move forward with your day and your life if it's something that is just occurring after during the week after we're processing. So the first thing I invite you to do is just know that this is the containment resource, and it begins where and first I do want you to know that I invite you to be comfortable. Notice the chair supporting you, your feet on the floor, and notice a few things around you that cue safety for your nervous system, help you feel safe. So, what is it that needs to be contained? Often with reprocessing, it's a strong feeling of shame or guilt or sadness or grief. It may be anger. Um, but do decide what is the primary emotion that needs to be contained that you're currently experiencing. Come up with that. So I invite you to just allow the perfect container to come to mind. It will be big enough and strong enough to hold the very, very various impacts of whatever emotion you are feeling. Um, so I invite you to, if it's a lot of anger right now, I invite you to come up with a container that can hold, someone's or the emotion of anger or rage or fear or sadness or grief. Um, Often people choose something that could be the size of a jar or a coffee cup, even, and other times people choose something as big or bigger than the earth, or they place it at the bottom of the sea. So just mindfully come up with perfect container that is big enough and strong enough to hold the emotion. So I invite you to imagine the sadness or grief or anger or overwhelm, the emotion that we're containing. Allow it to enter the container from whatever entry point it's supposed to enter from. So allowing the flow of this emotion picture it going into your container. And I invite you to take your time here, um, because we want it to feel complete. So once you feel that it is all complete, that all that emotion is contained inside the container, um, we'll move forward. But I'm going to pause for a moment, and you can always take some more time to pause if you need to. Allowing this emotion to enter the container from the entry point. And just imagine it flowing into the container, flowing into the container, floating into the container, or pouring it into the container. If you're not finished, you can click pause and just take the rest of the time or as much time as you need to really sense the containment, to sense the emotion being moving from within you to inside the container. And then when you do feel it's complete, just notice um, how you are going to close it, how you want to lock it, how you want to make sure it's not messed with, how if you want to put a lid or a guard or a lock, or if you want it to be in outer space or at the bottom of the sea with a guard, um, deciding how to close the container is the next step. And then really sense that emotion as it's contained in the container. Really sense that emotion that has left you now. And what do you notice in your body? Maybe you can take a deeper breath. And so, um, again, continue to do this until it is complete. And then I invite you to just see if there's anything else that you need to feel that the emotion, all of it is safe and contained. So again, putting a lock on it, putting a guard, you know, a mythical creature as a guard, um, putting it in a cave on a different planet, whatever comes to you. And then really sense again the emotion in the container, inside the container, and not in you. And what are you noticing now in your body? And is it different? Is how do you know it's different? Was it helpful? If not, we can choose another container next time or this time. And so the next step is we can invite a spiritual light energy, healing frequency, light energy to penetrate the container that will help transmute the emotion that's with it that is inside it. So if there's a lot of anger, it's just this light will neutralize it and create it into something positive to, or at least just transmute it to universal energy, by the universe. And that way you can sense the not only the transmutation of the energy, but also the idea that it might help heal the emotion. And that is going to be healing for you. And even sometimes when we're talking about ancestral trauma or that kind of thing, we do think of the future and our ancestors as people involved in the journey of our bloodline, or family or chosen family, um, and so then finally just allow the light energy, healing energy to penetrate that emotion of anger or sadness or overwhelm until you feel it's complete. So the healing light can come in now until you feel it's complete. And then I invite you to um, gently and slowly open your eyes, come back to your environment, flutter your eyes open. And then once you're back in your environment, I invite you to look around the room again for cues of safety to move on, feeling safer than before the containment, for going on with the rest of your day so that it's not taken over by the results of reprocessing. So that's the container exercise. I hope it's helpful. Please feel free to use it anytime. It is, this version was created by Deb Kennard, the person in charge of Personal Transformation Institute, which is where I trained and am now training um, uh, cohorts of EMDR new therapists for their basic training, which is fun. So thank you for taking the time to watch or listen, and I wish you great luck, and also have faith that you'll be wonderfully, that you can do a great job, and you deserve a job, one of the ones that you'd like. So good luck. Have a wonderful day and week, a couple of weeks, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.